Hey, Trevor. Shoddy Cohen plays this weekend. You just talk a little bit about your relationship with him and how maybe you two being so close throughout the season can kind of factor into how the offense looks this week.
Yeah, me and Shotty have a great relationship. Really, ever since I've gotten here, we've built great rapport, and that's obviously that's exciting. And just I guess going forward is there's a lot of communication in our room. So throughout the season, every week there's a ton of communication. So I know he has a good feel for things that I like, things that I'm good at. So I'm really confident in what he brings to the table, and I'm excited for it. I feel like we got a really good start today. But yeah, I just think that's a cool thing is that we sit in meetings all day and we watch tape and we watch the practice. We'll go over the install and we just have constant conversation, which is nice. So it'll be cool.
Appreciate it, Trevor.
Okay, we'll go to D-Rock.
Hey, Trevor, what do you want out of the next head coach, or what are the things you think are important for the next head coach to have, qualities or whether he's an offensive guy or leadership or whatever? What are the things that you would really like to see out of the next head coach?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really want to get into all of that right now. Really, I'm just focused on finishing this season strong. Like I've said the last couple of weeks, building some momentum with the guys here, with the people that we have in place, and just going and being our best every week. And we'll see where that puts us at the end of the year. And obviously, it's a big off season, so there's a lot of questions to be answered. But right now, I just want to focus on being my best and helping this team be our best.
What do you think it'll be like, or what will it be like to potentially get Dan Arnold back for the maybe next couple of weeks?
It'd be great. Obviously, he adds an element to this offense. He's a great player. All guys like him, whenever you can get them back, that's always huge. Just a matchup that we've always felt was really good for us since he's gotten here, and has been really productive. So that'll be good to get him back whenever that is. Not exactly sure. So whenever that is, that'll be really nice. And but yeah, so it'll be good.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll go to Gene and then we'll go to John Reed.
Hey, Trevor. Hey, next 2 weeks are going to be ventures into potentially some pretty cold weather. I'm just wondering, what experiences have you had, if any, over the course of your football life in playing in severe cold conditions? How do you think that will be any kind of adjustment for you?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played in the cold too often. I've had a couple games. We played in Boston in my freshman year. We played Boston College. It was a night game in like late October, I think. So that was probably 30 or 35 degrees. That one was pretty cold. A couple games, like we put the ACC championship in Charlotte sometimes would be pretty cold in North Carolina. Then NC State, that was another one. I remember playing there and it was cold, but haven't had too many. I've always played in the South, so I've been fortunate on weather, but it's the same game. It doesn't change. You got to have the same mindset and just no excuses. You got to go play, even if it's cold or hot. Teams come here and early September, and I'm sure that's not the most fun thing for teams that are from climates that aren't as hot and humid as it is here. So just doesn't change the game, but yeah, it'll be a nice change up for us.
As a follow up to that, you played in some rain last week. Potentially, if you have to play in wind, sometimes when you're playing in colder climates, for a quarterback, is the wind more bothersome than the rain?
It depends. I'm trying to think if I played in a really, really windy game. Obviously the ball flight changes a little bit when it's windy. So that's something that it can affect, but rain's not ideal either. So like I said, either way, you just have to know what you're up against, especially if it's, in the rain. You got to throw a nice catchable ball because it's hard to catch for those guys. And then in the wind, just got to throw a tight spiral, help cut through the wind.
Thank you.
I will go to John Reed, then Brent Martineau.
How you doing, Trevor? I was going to ask you about Dan Arnold, but that's already been asked. But I wanted to just ask you, like, where your confidence at right now, and also, what is your general thoughts about having only one touchdown pass in the last 7 games? Is it something that is it something that's kind of caused you to press, or what? Just kind of what's your thought process about that situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think my confidence is good right now. It's still intact. I'm still going to go out there and play my game. And obviously, I've been saying it. We need to be more productive. We need to score more points. And, you mentioned only the 1 touchdown in 7 games. Like, I look at that and it's definitely like, I mean, I hate seeing that just because that means we're not scoring a lot of points. It'd be different if we were scoring points still, but in the run game or whatever it is. And, if we're still able to win games, that's fine. Like that's my job, is to try to win games. So, but when you see that and you're not scoring points, those kind of go hand in hand. It's disappointing. And it's something that we definitely are trying to work on, and we got to be more productive. And it's all the things, like have some more explosive plays. We got to connect more, stay on schedule, stay on the field longer, and be better in the red zone. Last week we had a couple opportunities and didn't finish. So there's all things that we can control to get better at that, and we got to do it. And that starts with me. But yeah, I mean, you're right. That's a direct reflection of how many points we've scored, the last few weeks.
And just a follow up, I mean, it just seems like your pocket is being squeezed a lot, and you look like you have to get the ball out your hands real quick. How much, honestly, have you been impacted by just the quickness of the pocket closing a little bit on you? I mean, not that you're getting a lot of sack, you're not getting sacked, but it just seems like the pressure is coming from inside and outside. And does that impact you as far as just your release rate? Is that impact your accuracy and things like that?
I mean, that's just the world we live in. If you look around, I mean, every game there's a lot of pressure on the quarterback. The D lines are so good, pass rush is so good in this league. It's really it's a tall task for those guys up front to hold up for 3, 4, 5 seconds every play. It's just not realistic. So as a quarterback, that's just something you live with. And for me, it's getting better at standing in there, working the pocket that I do have. There's been a few times where there might be an area where I can move to, but I might step wide or step back, and then the edge is closed. So that's something that we're all in it together. I gotta work the pocket that's set, and then guys got to hold it. And I think our O-line's done a good job this year. Actually, you look at our sacks, haven't given up many. So there's definitely areas we can improve on for sure. But that's just the life we live as quarterbacks in this league. The pass rush is really good, and you got to be able to make throws under duress. And that's always something I can improve on and that I work, every day.
I will finish up with Brett Martineau.
Trevor, a year ago this week, you were getting ready for a big football game, obviously, with Clemson. But around here, the Jags had clinched, or this is the week they clinched the number 1 pick, and the place was going nuts with the prospects of drafting you. Could you feel that in Clemson or at Clemson with all what was going on? Did you sense that this town was excited with the idea of drafting you when all that transpired?
Man, that feels like a long time ago now. I honestly don't even remember. What's today? It's the 22nd, 23rd?
22nd, yeah.
22nd. So I guess we were about to play in the ACC championship. Can't remember which game that was.
Get ready for the Final Four, probably.
Or yeah. So yeah, I mean, you kind of feel that stuff. Last year, I know there was a lot of talk the whole year about the Jets and then the Jags and whatever. And you just on Sundays when I'm watching football, you kind of hear that, but I never really paid too much attention to it. I was trying to just win games in college. Then obviously now you fast forward a year, how things worked out. It's been a long year. A lot of stuff's been packed into this year of my life. So, I'm grateful to be here, but yeah, I don't even honestly remember all the, what all happened that time.
One more, if you don't mind. You obviously play Zach Wilson this weekend and then Mac Jones after. Have you watched those guys? And, there are so many quarterbacks taken in this draft. We obviously will compare, in our world, but do you kind of track them and see how you're doing against what they're doing this rookie season as well?
I wouldn't say track as much as you always see what guys are doing. Like I'm always up to date on who's playing and what, who's playing that day, the scores, always look at all that stuff. So you see it. But then also when you're watching tape, like last week, or I guess it was 2 weeks ago when we played the Titans, you see like Mac Jones and then the Patriots playing those guys. So you watch that tape and you see their offense go. And then even last week, the Houston game, you see Mac and Zach and all those guys playing against them. So it's cool seeing that film during the week too, and you get to see the other offenses and what they're doing and how it looks, and that's always something that I enjoy.
All right. Thanks, Trevor. You're all set.
Thanks, man.
All right, thank you all.